Today we're going to talk about my top 3 tips on how to create creative thinkers. We spend so much of our time fitting into society and the rules we're supposed to follow that it is not natural to be a creative thinker. For most people, some kids just are really creative, but for most people it really has to be cultivated. So here are 3 tips. My first tip would be to ask open-ended questions. So instead of saying, "Do you feel safe?" Yes or no. You could say, "How do you feel about that?" Do you feel in control? How comfortable do you feel? Or tell me about how comfortable you feel. Open-ended questions helps your kids really start thinking. You can also use open-ended questions while your kids are playing or creating things. Tell me about what you're making. Tell me about what you're doing. Instead of, "Are you playing house?" Tell me about what you're playing. Things like that. Also, open-ended directions can really help your kids start developing creativity. Anything that's helping your kids know that it's not one size fits all, everything is always this way. Want something that lets them know, hey, there could be other options. Just because it's not my way doesn't mean it's not the wrong way. Now, we're not dealing with right and wrong here. We're just dealing with creative thinking. Sometimes there is a right and wrong way where something is the wrong thing to do. But we're dealing with things that aren't related to that you could do differently. So for example, maybe you say, "I want you to get from point A to point B without using your hands." Normally when I do something like this in a parkour class, the kids want to ask so many questions. Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? We want to have specific rules that we know exactly what to do. But when I say, those are the rules, so if it fits in with that, then go for it, then it helps them start thinking of other options they could do. Now, there is a time and place for rules that need to be set. This is a totally different situation. So open-ended questions and open-ended directions can be a great way to help your kids develop creativity. My second tip would be celebrate when you see your kids being creative. "I love how you did that this way. That was so creative." Or, "What a resourceful way to do whatever they're doing." Really pointing out and celebrating what they're doing that's creative really helps them start thinking, oh, this is good. What we focus on grows. So when we point out the creativity, they start thinking in more ways that they could be creative. And my third tip for helping your kids develop creativity is to do creativity challenges. If you haven't done our creativity challenge on the YouTube channel here, I encourage you to go do that. But also just other types of creativity challenges that you come up with that you can take and help them push themselves to come up with creative ways to do things. Here are a few ideas. One is to do the same thing different ways. So in parkour, that could look like we're going to get from point A to point B 5 different ways. I love doing this with kids because at first they think I've already done that. But the more they keep going, the more they can come up with crazy creative ways to get from the same point A to the same point B, but in different ways. Another way to do a creativity challenge is to use a small space and create as many movements as you can in that small space in 60 seconds. You start seeing things that you never saw before when you do challenges like this. Or you could do that same challenge, but instead use a large space and try to do as many different movements as you can in the large space. It is so fun watching kids develop creativity and come up with things that you never thought of. I hope you have fun. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.